Okay, moving ahead, this is part two. This is critique for devils, and your speech was on smoking in public places. Slow down. I see no sign of speaker notes. That was an assignment here. You have to have speaker notes. You need to have them as part of what you're doing. Hold longer on the visual so I can see them. And you stand with your hands behind your back, which is not an attractive way to stand when you're giving a speech. You need to work on that. Your English was very hard this time to understand. Don't rush through questions at the start of the speech. When you ask a question, don't rush through it to the next question. That's pretty distracting. Give the audience a chance to answer, and you have failed to properly cite your sources in the speech. The sources are a huge problem. Make sure you establish your credibility in the speech, and with your hands behind your back, there's no way to give effective gestures. And also, you need to motivate your audience to make a response, as I said in the first video. This one goes out, okay, I'll have to find, I'm going to skip this one for a second, because I don't have the fantasy name on it. I'll get it, and then I'll do it. All right, this goes to Trojans. Speech was on drunk driving. Very good appearance. That's good. Your grammar was not college standard. Watch asking questions that, in a speech, if you want a question, it's always a good idea not to do that because, as attorneys always say, never ask your client a question you don't already know what the answer is. You want to be really careful. Your audience can also turn on you real fast that way. There's no sign of speaker notes. Don't thank the audience for listening. We've said this several times. You are difficult to understand because of the English being a second language. Another reason why you need to slow down a bit, but also really work on getting your pronunciation down well. Work on flow. Your point to point to point is disjointed. Your visuals are not able to be seen. You're in a very large room, and I've talked to you guys about this before, and you still are doing it in the same room. It's very large. It makes it harder to understand you because of an echo that is coming into the room. The camera is too far away. You need to be much closer to the microphone, and as a result of the echo, it's even more difficult, and I'm unsure about what you're saying. Just as an example of grammar errors, you said must not drink and driving. Must not drink and drive, I presume, is what you meant, but you use that phrase, must not drink and driving, multiple times, and you want to be careful of that. I can't really see your visuals, and your visuals, in terms of being appropriate to the speech, were marginally appropriate to the speech, so you also want to kind of work on that a bit. Next up is Looser, and Looser is speaking about teen drivers, and you have a horrible shot composition. There are too many vocalized pauses. Vocalized pauses are any sound that you make while you're waiting to do it. Some people say okay, okay, but most people say or those kinds of things. I cannot tell the appropriateness of your audience. I suspect that some of the audience is too young. Your flow is disrupted at times. You make sweeping statements without attribution. You say that the driving age was established when roads were less crowded. What does that mean? Where does that come from? What's your source on that? And when is less crowded roads? You mean when the automobile was first invented? You cite no statistics to support what you're saying. I don't know, and you don't say at what age 16-year-old drivers were licensed. So was it originally 18? Did it go down to 16? If it did, when did that happen? Or did they start with 16 when the roads were less crowded? And then when was that? All right. Your visuals are wholly inadequate and can't be read. In order to take care of something, in order to to do something in order to, and it's not to, it's to. Be careful of that. And what about the new Indiana teen driving laws? You make references to it near the end, but at times when you were speaking, trying to be persuasive, you're ignoring that there are some changes to the law in Indiana. There's far too much paper shuffling noise when you're speaking, and you went from teen drivers to seatbelts and back. Why? I don't get the connection between seatbelts and teen drivers, and why you went into a whole new topic is just beyond me. You have the audience requirement was an issue. You have an issue with the outline quality and speaking outline quality. The visual aids are a problem for you. Your plan wasn't clearly explained, and the practicality of your plan wasn't demonstrated. Your sources aren't written in your text properly. The organization, the outline, a lot of problems with that, and the language, you may want to look at that. Did you prepare the audience for the ending? Did you reinforce the central idea? Did you summarize the main points? Did you motivate the audience to make a response? And was it a vivid ending? Those are all things that you'll probably want to take a look at. We're going to stop here and finish in another video.